Well, the NDP is responding to the new Auditor General investigation into the Ford government's Ontario Place deal. Let's take you there, live, right now at Queen's Park.
As well as Marit Stiles and the Ontario NDP's support of our Auditor General request. It's likely why we're here today. So the Ontario Place development application filed with the City of Toronto confirms massive subsidies have been extended to Therme, in addition to an estimated $200 million for its site servicing at Ontario Place. There's also, part of the development application includes an underwater parking lot with an estimated cost of $450 million. And behind the scenes, an extraordinary amount of provincial government staff time has been spent on this project. We think that these estimated amounts will likely be higher and hope that the Auditor General's audit will confirm that for us. Since the request was made almost a year ago, Ontario Place for All has grown into a movement of Ontarians from all across the province concerned about this giant glass megaspa, with more than 35,000 letters sent to provincial decision makers. The groups also asked for a compliance investigation looking at whether the province is also offside with the Ontario Heritage Act, Environmental Protection Act, and the Environmental Assessment Act. And I'm happy to discuss those in more detail. I spoke with our partners at Save Ontario Science Centre this morning. They're a grassroots organization working to protect our science centre. Unfortunately, they're not able to be with us today, but they wanted to thank the Auditor General for taking up the value for money investigation on behalf of all Ontarians, and they look forward to receiving the report that should bring some much-needed transparency to the Ontario government's decision-making process, including the 95-year lease and the long-awaited Ontario Science Centre business case. Thank you.
We'll open it up for questions now.
I haven't gone to Ontario Place in a long time since the previous facility was up and running. I imagine that may be true for a lot of people. What does the NDP find so wrong about this redevelopment? The Therme Spa in Whitby, I believe, is quite busy.
So we've already got 3 million visitors at Ontario Place per year. That's what the report has shown, and we've got a $5 million profit. So the question for Ontario taxpayers is, why should we subsidize a mega spa? Why, if you're going to redevelop Ontario Place, and Ontario Place for All has put together a proposal that actually saves what's there. Like if you're designing a new space, you look at what's there. This mega spa, it's the same mega spa that they're building in Bulgaria, in Romania, and different countries around the world. It has nothing uniquely about Ontario Place. Ontario Place was designed to celebrate our province. It's to showcase this province to the world. And those trees that are in danger of being cut down, they were brought from every provincial park in this province, so that people coming from all over the province would be able to recognize the species of trees that are familiar to them. This was supposed to celebrate Ontario. It's not supposed to celebrate a mega spa.
This company is paying big money to help fix up the island instead of taxpayers. Isn't that a good thing?
Well, the estimate is that they're putting $350 million into the construction of this project, but they're getting this parkland. So far as we know, we haven't seen the lease because the government refuses to show the people of Ontario what they've actually signed us up for. But that property is worth an estimated $1.4 billion because in downtown Toronto, commercial property, sells for $200 a buildable foot. They've got 700,000 square foot plan there. So that's $1.4 billion of public parkland that's being given away for free.
Can I ask about the scope of the audit as far as you understand? I haven't seen the request and I haven't seen any paper on what the extent of it will be, but is it your understanding this will look into the process, which was an unconventional one about how this company was chosen? It's a similar process that what happened under the Liberals and didn't get completed, which also finished with the same leading proponent. Is that what be a focus for this? Is it look at was this competitive? Was this fair? Is that part of this?
So we've asked for a value for money audit. I'm hoping that it does include the process because there are all kinds of questions about the way the process was handled. There's the fact that the government hid their obligation to build this parking garage for 2 years. The original bidders, the proponents for this, were told that they would have to be responsible for parking. And now there's this, the question is this, building this parking garage, is this an unfair, is this unfair towards Therme and unfair to the other proponents who weren't offered the same deal?
Right, although it wasn't a competitive process, really. It was a
All right,
show
that's
us
the
your
latest from
ideas
the
process.
NDP reacting to new developments out of Queen's Park this afternoon. The Office of Ontario's Auditor General confirming it is looking into the provincial government's controversial plans to redevelop Ontario Place, expressing concerns about loss of public space and the cutting down of trees, saying there are all kinds of questions about how the process was handled.